Hello, hello, Capricorn. This is Miss Joan of Miss Joan's Tarot on the Hill and Lady J of Lady J's Pirate Readings. Working on the name for the next channel. Not sure. You'll be the first to know. I am here to talk to you about January. January, Happy New Year. We're finally here. We made it. Woohoo! It's going to have 5 weeks, so there'll be 5 columns and 3 rows. I am doing it in this format. Number 1, because I'm still not at home. And number 2, because I wanted to show you the cards up close and personal so that you will be able to see the beautiful cards, because I know in the last batch readings you weren't really able to see the cards that well, and I really would like you to see them. They're amazing. So awesome. All of the cards are noted in the bottom, so in the description below. And by all means, leave me comments. I love to talk with you and get back to you, and I appreciate all of what you offer. I really do this for you and with you. Your energy is helping me do what I do so that I can help you. That's my goal. So I appreciate you very much for being here. Like and subscribe. It's totally free. You'll get notifications when I post, and we'll get on with all this fun reading stuff. All right, let's go. Let's get you a card for the month with the Crystal Ally cards. We're going to carry this card over all month long, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull one for you, Capricorn. Tourmaline, Inner Peace. I like that. It's a nice card. It's going to be very nice for you. Interestingly, I've had more signs repeating the stone for the month for each of the stones. We had Inner Peace for someone else as well. I can't remember which sign it is yet or right now, but rest assured I had Inner Peace for somebody else as well. So that being done, let's go ahead and talk about, I'm going to go ahead and lay these out into our 5 columns and 3 rows, and I'll tell you about what my guides have shared with me about what's going on right now for you this month. And for the 12 signs in general. So the 12 signs in general are being notified that it's important for us to all just get going. We've all been putting things off, like getting started on our new workout routines, or getting started on taking care of our medical selves, or whichever version of that it is. We are supposed to be taking good care of ourselves and getting started, whether it's a new business. It could be any number of things that we're really important for us to take care of. And it's important, Capricorn, that you do so as well. Go ahead and get started. It's time to go. Every sign has projects we are ready to get going on, and that's very exciting. I'm very happy for that for you. I think you'll like it very much. Your private message from my guides is for you to keep things separated but equal. So that could be family and work, or relationships and work, but you know where it fits for you personally. Friends from family. Some friends don't need to be part of everything. All of these things are important, but the separation, it's interesting that you're being encouraged to compartmentalize your life a little bit. Not get so involved in trying to get everybody in the same pile at the same time. I feel like you've learned lessons about that, and now you've got the opportunity to keep things separated. You know, work can stay work and play can stay play. They don't always have to cross over. And as for some folks, it's a no-brainer, and it's completely separate all the time. They never cross over. So that's interesting and something that you should think about. It's apparently important that's the message you got, was to try and do that. So everyone's got their own little lessons to learn. So here we are. Let's talk about December 31st through the 6th. And we'll talk about this first week of January for you. First card we got was Universe. And it's telling me, this is the card, really quite lovely. It's reminding you that where you fit in the universe, where you fit in the world, how you fit in completely, and how integral and important you are as a person in your world and how you fit in. Okay, this could be as simple as Capricorn who's a janitor, but realizing just how important, even as a janitor, they are. They are. Everything happens for a reason, and everything works out the way it does for a reason, and your worth and value is just as valid and important. You can't live life based on other people's version of success, right? Because even the most humble jobs are super important, and I'm not in any way, I'm here to lift up anyone who's doing jobs that even they might consider not as important, because everybody's important. The whole team that puts together any project, any world or life situation is super important, and because everybody has to do their job, and if they don't do their job, then the whole thing goes to hooey. It's been shown over and over again that if one part of the team isn't doing what they need to do, the whole team suffers. So let's be clear. You're an integral part of the team, no matter what you're doing. Not everyone's going to be a rocket scientist, and not everyone's going to be a hot celebrity. So we're all doing what we do to the very best of our ability, and every cog in the wheel is super important, okay? It keeps things moving properly and smoothly, and you're important. So every grain of sand has its job. I like that, and I want you to remember how important you are. All right? Excellent. That's important. You're feeling that. That's part of what you're getting this week. So just keep that in mind. And the area where you're blocked is victory and success. So there isn't going to be a lot of flag waving or fireworks. There's not going to be a lot of that. Not a lot of glad handing and moments of people saying, man, you rock. So maybe that's why you got the universes, because they were saying, you know what? It's a rough day. It's a rough week. It doesn't mean it's a catastrophic week. It just means it ain't great. So there are a whole lot of, we just got through this week, and that's it. And that's okay. So keeping on with that, patience and planning. All right. Yeah. So, well, this wasn't a massive, awesome week. There's patience and planning involved this week. So you are getting ready to do something bigger for yourself, at least within your realm. And the fact is, you're plodding along. Before you ever plant a garden, you figure out which seeds you need, what kind of dirt you're going to plant, and where you're going to put it all, and how it's going to go. There's patience and planning. There's working on the seedlings. You never have a full-size garden until you've done the little seeds and the little dirt and a little this and a little that. All the planning and the percolation and thinking about it all. So you are in planning stages, not in the fireworks stages, okay? So it's good. It's all good. We're going to go in depth at this on this week at the end of this video, but let's go ahead and do an overview, right? Let's do the 7th through the 13th of January. The card I have here is Sacrifice, okay? So we just finished a week where we were patiently planning, and it wasn't fantastic per se, but we were seeing how who we are in the cog in the wheel was super important, okay? We may find that there's something that we need to give up in this process, even as a cog in the wheel, to allow for something better, right? So keep your eyes open for what that could be for you. It's a wide open field, honestly. You don't have, it'll be different for every single Capricorn. So of course, take what resonates and leave the rest. But there will be a sacrifice of some sort. It might just simply be, I'm going to give the last bowl of cereal to my child instead of enjoying it for myself because I need to go to the store, which is super simple. But it could be something else too, where, oh, I'm going to give my seat to somebody else because it's time. It's time for me to no longer do what I'm doing and let somebody else take the helm. And that's a bigger seat, a bigger deal. And you'll know how this fits for you, and you'll know how it feels for you. So good. The base chakra is here, talking about an area of your life where you're blocked. So feeling grounded, feeling clear. All the stuff going on for you is kind of lofty and out there. So, but don't let it stop you from being you. Right? You're you. And you can get grounded. You can go outside and walk around barefoot if you can. If it's safe, go ahead and do that. It'll help you get grounded. Because even with all these things happening, prosperity begins. Something you've been working on is coming up. Okay? You're starting to see sprouts. I think it has something to do with what happened last week. Okay? You've been plotting and planning, and now you're starting to see a few sprouts. And maybe you needed to walk away from something, sacrifice something so that you could watch the things grow. Cool. So we're talking now about the 14th or the 20th. All right. And we have this card called Truth. Truth is here to say that it's about you, balancing you. This is a guy on a scale. There's another scale over there. So this is very much so like about judgment. But at the same time, I see you needing to balance who you are in the world with who you thought you were or who you're going to be. You're like going through a lot of stuff here, figuring out how you fit in the universe, right? You were working on it at the beginning of the month, and now you made a sacrifice last week. That was a big deal. And now this thing here is talking about you figuring out a place to balance yourself, which is super cool. Be aware, though, that your authority is being blocked. So somebody isn't going to want to listen to what you have to say about what's going on. That's a bummer. And know that. Understand that. You're right here, right now, doing what you need to do. But yeah, people aren't going to be respecting your authority, even as you're balancing yourself out and getting yourself squared away. You're like, oh, cool, I got where I am. Everything is cool. And you're like, nope. And of course, emotional loss has shown up here, saying that, oof, okay. So you may be losing something this week as part of your solution. It's very 8 of Cups, right? Walking away from something you cared about in order to move forward. And it may be the area where you were in authority, and where you're walking into is a place where you have no authority. Well, that's interesting. That's how it always is when you walk into something new. So give yourself a break. You'll become an authority again soon enough. But for a moment, you have to say, I don't know. And that's okay. All right. So let's talk now about January 21st through the 27th and look at what's going on. Ooh, you have options. You need to choose wisely and pick carefully which way you go. So you'll have a lot of options showing up for you. This is very 7 of Cups, right? Do indeed pay attention to what's in front of you and where it's going. Check your dreams and goals. Make sure you know what your dreams and goals are. Hopefully you've been plotting and planning and figuring out your personal truth about where you want to go. And then kind of decide on what direction that means you want to go. All right? You don't have to stay in one place. You don't have to be anything you thought you were going to be. All right? Everything is cool. But make those decisions based on who you want to be and what your dreams and goals are, not what anyone else expects, okay? You may need it. You will want to take a time out, but solitude is blocked. So you're not going to have an opportunity to sit back and go, hey, yeah, no, cool. I'm going to go think about this. Nope. No time for that. You've got a lot of people crawling all over you, making joy and happiness. I feel like the reason you can't get any solitude is because you have too much family around or too much something, but it feels joyful. I don't know. There's a lot of, it's a 9 card, which tells me while solitude can be joyful, 9 of Cups is always joyful. So there you go. I'm getting a 9 of Cups vibe off of it, which says that your solitude is blocked by happiness. So sorry. But we have accelerated motion as your solution. So as things come together, you're getting moving. You're going to get on the move. I feel almost like the solitude card. You've chosen wisely. You've got your solitude card saying, guess what? No time to be alone, because you're getting ready to say your farewells and move quickly. So you're going to move. Accelerated motion is taking you where you need to go. Everything is falling into place. Yep, really fast. So don't be mad. Don't be upset, because the next week over, the 28th through February 3rd, we have material harvest, showing me that you've created this. This is you making this happen for you. Isn't that awesome? You haven't fooled around at all. You've been working diligently and quietly to make what you wanted. Haha. Now, your material harvest is coming into play. Perfect. You're harvesting. That's great. Somebody's peeved, though. Harmony is blocked. So somebody is mad about what you've decided to grow and harvest. They're like, what? You didn't tell me you were going to grow that. And so it's important for you to pay attention to how there's no harmony currently. But interestingly, the solution to your situation is a partnership or an alliance. So somebody else is going to be partnering with you in this moment, this particular week at the end of January, to create something that's going on very well. Okay? So things are going to start to happen. Things are going to start happening for you this particular week. This is good news. You're harvesting. People may be upset about it, but I think that you're just going to need to work out what you're doing with somebody, get them notified and understanding what's going on, and then you'll have a new partner in the process. So super cool. I'm excited for this for you. This is good news. Very, very good news. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save these cards off to one side as per usual. And we will get into the in-depth reading. I am going to be doing the rest of these weeks when I get back home, because I am becoming so chatty these days. The videos are getting longer. I'm not mad about it, but it's interesting just to see how my storage in my phone is starting to get filled up faster. All right. So let's go deeper on December 31st through the 6th. And I have this pre-programmed deck of course, the Alleyman's Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and lay out these cards and see how this goes. All right. You'll be getting a good look at what these cards look like. I kid you not, some of these cards look the same on one side as they do on the other, or they look just as interesting on either side. Could work, technically. All right, so let us go ahead and look at this situation. All right, so we started this week, well, the theme of the week includes the universe, showing us that where you fit in the universe and how you are a part of it is important, and you're noticing some things, maybe some fluctuations, and maybe how you fit in is changing. Maybe you're like, oh, look, my need to be in this one place is no longer, and I could change that. So you're beginning to look at things and come up with new plans. 10 of Eyes. The 10 of Eyes. Can you see that guy? Oh my goodness. It's so interesting, right? There's a person covered in 10 eyes, and he seems wiped out. But if you think about it, he's laying in a puddle of tears. Oh, So there's been some emotional things because he sees things so clearly now. Okay? He's having a little emotion after seeing things so clearly. And not all of my Capricorns are super emotional people, but you're going to have some feelings about how you fit in the universe and where things are going. Maybe you've discovered that you've worn out your welcome in a certain situation and you no longer fit in right there. You're like, what? But I've always fit there. And now they're like, nope, we don't got a spot for you anymore. But remembering, of course, the truth, which is you're always enough, right? This is Temperance, and this is a really interesting version of Temperance, but I want you to know the truth of this is always remembering that you're always enough, okay? You are enough. You don't have to your worth and value isn't where you used to be, okay? And as we grow and we change, our stickiness with one situation may wane, right? We may loosen our grip on it and go, okay, I don't necessarily belong there anymore. Okay, so what are we doing now? Well, we're not doing a victory lap because there's the area where we're blocked is victory and success. We're not feeling successful in this moment. We're not seeing the silver lining at this time. The Magician is blocked also. So feeling like you have all the tools at your disposal isn't true. You don't feel like you have those tools. Just remember that this card really is speaking to the illusion that is the Magician, right? So it's the many different facets of ourselves that we use. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, all of these things exist within us, right? And we bring them out when we need them, and we do what we got to do. And you're just kind of in a place where you need to sit on your hands right now, okay? This isn't about doing things. It's about appreciating all the awesome that you were and going, okay, that's interesting. The World. This is an interesting World card. And I see a lot of emotion here too. It feels like her hair looks like tears to me, much like this guy sitting in a puddle of tears with his eyes. Yes. So we have a lot of crossing over visuals, right? This world is shattered. Usually the world speaks to completion of a cycle. And I believe you are definitely completing a cycle, but it seems like the cycle is being completed more quickly or more suddenly, which is why it's shattered as opposed to, just finished. So it's a big deal. Whatever's going on, you're suddenly being told you need to hang up your tools and stop doing that. This could be a medical thing that has brought you to this place where you're like, oh man, I slipped a disc and now I can't carry heavy things, and so I'm done. I can't do construction anymore. Some of you will be getting stories like that. Please stay in a state of hope, because as you begin to understand, of course, how you fit into the universe, we were talking about that, and how you are finding out that you may not be needed in a certain area, right? We're going to do patience and planning as your solution. So you're going to figure out a new way, either to do what you already did or to find a new way to be in your world, in this new way, with your new body, your new situation. Give yourself some grace, right? We are going to look at our dreams and goals, because this card here, this is one of the funny ones. I'm like, which way does it go? That's the back of this card. And then there's this side. And this is a very moon space, which is why I went with it. And it was the one facing up. So we're talking about the moon. Your dreams and goals are absolutely on point. You need to get into it. We want you to look at your dreams and goals, start practicing patience and planning, and know that communication is going to be a little fuzzy right now. So don't expect your communications to go through perfectly, right? This is a tower. It's a very 80s look. I love it. but remembering the communications are off, but also there are things that could be falling together for you. And that is so great, okay? We want you to know that things could very easily be falling into place for you. You've got your patience and planning, your dreams and your goals, and the tower of things falling into place. Whoosh. This is good. I like that very much for you. I am going to go ahead and pick a couple of cards from this deck. They're all John Holland are the cards I've been using, and they'll be noted in the box below. I'm going to go ahead and clarify a couple of these cards. Bottom of the gods, star brothers and sisters. Clarify these week of cards for Capricorn. Thank you. So let's look at, I want to look at the Ten of Eyes. And we will look at the World. It really feels like you guys are going through a transition. That is, some of you are going through a major transition from one place to another. I'm going to look at the Moon. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this. All right. The Ten of Eyes is clarified by coming together. This card speaks to being willing and able to share what's going on. Don't sit alone in whatever this situation of the Ten of Eyes. You're coming to see a situation anew, right? This is a big deal, and you want to share the information. You know that you're enough, but you know you can't hide from anyone the fact that you're going through a major life transition and you might need some support. So you have to talk to people about what's going on, and then they can support you, okay? Now, we've figured out where we stand in the world, and we know that we're enough, and that there's always enough. That's good news. Victory and success is blocked, right? The Magician is blocked, telling us that we are indeed having stuff go on where we need to pay attention to how our facets, the people that we are inside, are transitioning also. The illusions, we have illusions about who we are, what we should be doing, and we should not should ourselves, right? Thou shalt not should thyself. And the World, of course, we wanted to clarify this card, and we got simply love. Simply love. So yeah, we want to, as we walk through this stuff, this change for you, we want to make sure that we are staying in touch with love and people who care about us, who can and will support us in the process. All right. Patience and planning is where our solution is. We can be patient. We can be planning. We have dreams and goals from the Moon, right? And now we need to nurture those. Oh, I love that. So we're going to nurture our new dreams and goals. Very good. Using patience and planning. Love this. But nurture is fantastic, right? Look at that. She's amazing. She's bringing light down to the little flower. Yep. She reaches up and grabs the sunlight and drags it down and puts it on the flower right there. Nice. Very good. Like that very much. You're going to be nurturing your dreams and goals, knowing that communication may be blocked. Don't be mad at that because things are still falling together, okay? So this is good news. I love this for you. I want you to, of course, consider liking and subscribing to my videos. It's totally free, and I really appreciate you. And if you leave me a comment, then we can chat a bit. I'm happy to answer questions if you have any. And private readings are available. All my contact information is down there. Thank you so much, and we will talk next week from home. Thank you.